Good morning, Year 4. It's Mrs. Cafrello here with your literacy lesson for Friday. Okay, so if you want to open your literacy book to the next clear page and write today's date up at the top, Friday the 5th of February 2021. Then I want you to leave a line and write today's learning objective, which is to use a thesaurus. Then miss another line and do your subheading ready to start your spag. So if you want to pause the video, and you can write that in your book now. Today in spag, we're going to be having a look at adjectives. Okay, so I want you to have a little think now. What is an adjective? We should all know this by now. Okay, an adjective is a describing word, so a word used to describe a noun. Let's have a look at an example. Okay, the friendly gorilla smiled at the brave zookeeper. I want you to have a little think now. Where are the adjectives in this sentence? Okay, the friendly gorilla smiled at the brave zookeeper. Where are our adjectives? Okay, the first one is friendly, and that is describing the gorilla. So the gorilla is the noun, friendly is the adjective. But there's another adjective as well. Can you spot it? The other adjective is brave. Okay, so zookeeper is the noun. This is the zookeeper. And the adjective used to describe the zookeeper is brave. Okay, it's your turn now. So have a look at these sentences. We've got mild, spicy, and hot. Mild says, the zookeeper was looking after the something monkeys. Spicy says, the zoo was very something and something. Hot says, natural habitats are better for animals because they are something and something. Okay, so I want you to pause the video now and see if you can fill in the blanks with a suitable adjective. Okay, make sure your adjective makes the sentence make sense. Okay, so pause the video now and have a go at one of these, mild, spicy or hot. Okay, let's have a look then. So mild, the zookeeper was looking after the something monkeys. Think I'm going to write cheeky. Sometimes monkeys can be quite cheeky. You could have also described the monkeys as hairy, or brown or black, maybe describing the colour. Okay, give yourself a tick if you manage to get an adjective in the blank space. Spicy then, the zoo was very something and something. Okay, so an adjective to describe the zoo. I'm going to say the zoo was very large. Okay, so describing the size of the zoo. And popular, that means lots of people like to go and visit. So the zoo was very large and popular. Give yourself a tick if you've managed to think of some adjectives to describe the zoo. Let's look at hot then. Natural habitats are better for animals because they are something and something. So I'm going to say that natural habitats are better for animals because they are big and familiar. That means that the animals are used to them, so it's what they're familiar with. Okay, give yourself a tick if you've managed to use adjectives to describe the natural habitats. Your book should now look like this, okay? So give yourself a tick if you manage to get task 1 right. Okay, let's take a look at task 2 then. So it's your turn now. I want you to write a sentence describing this family of lions. So have a good look at them. What describing words can you think of? What adjectives could you use to describe this family of lions? Okay, have a go at writing a full sentence to describe them. Okay, let's have a think of some adjectives then. So I'm going to say the tired lions were resting on the rocks. Could you tell me what my adjective is in this sentence? How have I described the lions? Good, okay, so I've described them as tired, so that is my adjective. What other types of sentences could we have then to describe these lions? The large, fluffy lions were ready for their dinner. So what adjectives have I used now to describe the lions? Have a little think. I've got 2 adjectives now in this sentence. The large, fluffy lions were ready for their dinner. So the adjectives in this sentence are large, so that's describing their size, and fluffy, describing what they look or feel like. So in your books, you should now have task 1 and task 2 with a sentence that you have wrote. There's another example here for task 2. The strong, brave lions sat together on the big grey rocks. I've used 4 adjectives in that sentence, so I'm going to give myself a tick, and I've underlined the adjectives. Let's see if you can do the same. So we've finished our campaign now, and yesterday we had a look at editing and improving it. Okay, so you used your blue pen to go through and check your spellings, check your punctuation, see if you could add any extra information, getting commas for lists in there, adjectives in there, questions, quotes. Okay, so hopefully when you bring your books back later, I'll be able to see lots of blue pen in your books from your editing and improving. Okay, today we're going to have a look at using a thesaurus. And a thesaurus is a little bit like a dictionary. It's a book where we look up words and it gives us different synonyms for that word. I wonder if you can think about what a synonym is. I think you looked at this last week with Miss Atkin. Okay, so a synonym is a word that means the same as something, okay, but it might sound a little bit more exciting. Here's an example. So instead of saying sad, I might want to say somber, okay, and it just makes my writing sound a little bit more exciting to my reader, okay. So we're going to have a look at a thesaurus today, but obviously all the thesauruses are in school, so we're going to have a go at doing it online. So your task today is to go to this website, www.thesaurus.com. Okay, so whether you're doing mild, spicy or hot, you will all need to access this website. I'm going to show you how to use it now. Okay, so I've typed in thesaurus.com up at the top of my Google, okay, and the first word I'm going to look at is sad. So I've typed sad in up at the top here where it says synonyms. So I've typed sad. Then I'm going to click on the little magnifying glass and that's going to search my word. And now, as you can see here, these are all the synonyms of sad. So we can have a look what ideas it's brought us up, and you can choose one, okay? So bitter, dismal, heartbroken, okay? And you can use these examples in your writing. So this is your task for today, okay? You're going to go on to www.thesaurus.com and you're going to find different words for these lists of words that I've given you, okay? So mild, you're going to look up the words that are underlined and change them in the sentences. So the first example is that animals feel sad when they miss their families. So you're going to look up sad like I've just done. So for the first one, instead of using the word sad, we could use heartbroken. The animals feel heartbroken when they miss their families. Okay, so you can write that in your book. The animals feel heartbroken when they miss their families. I'm going to underline heartbroken because that's the word that I've changed. Okay, so you're going to have a work through your list. So mild, you can use the sentences that I've given you and you're just changing the words to synonyms that you find. If you're doing spicy or hot, I want you to write out each word and then you're going to find different words for the following. If you can find more than one synonym, that's brilliant, okay? So you could write sad in your book and then a list of words that you find. But I want to see the new words in a sentence, okay? So you're going to need to think of a sentence for each new word you find. Okay, so if you're doing spicy or hot, your book might look like this. So you can write sad, and we'll underline that because that's the word that we're looking up. Okay, so you've got sad written there, and then you can have a look on Thesaurus.com. And these were all the words that it brought up for sad. Okay, so you can choose which ones you want. So I'm going to choose the first three: bitter, dismal, and heartbroken. So back to my book, I'm going to write them in. Bitter, dismal, heartbroken. Okay, then underneath I'm going to put them into a sentence. So you're going to need to think of your own sentences. So the animals feel heartbroken when they are snatched, I'm going to say, from their families and put into captivity. Full stop. Okay, so heartbroken is the word that I've changed. That's my new word that I've put in. Okay, so I'm going to underline heartbroken. Okay, then I want you to do the same for the next words in your list. So work your way through the sheet, write the word that you're looking up in your book, underline it, and then I want to see the synonyms underneath, followed by a sentence using one of the new words that you've found on Thesaurus.com. When you've done that, your challenge today is go back through your writing that you've done this week. So back through your pages with your campaign writing, and I want you to have a think if there's any words in there that you could swap and make them sound more exciting. If you think there is, I want you to underline them using your blue pen. Okay, so we're editing and improving again. Underline them and have a look. Look them up on Thesaurus.com. And if you find a new word that's going to make your writing sound even better, make sure you write it in for when you publish your work, and it will be absolutely amazing. Okay? Send pictures of your work to year4@hucklow.sheffield.sch.uk, and don't forget to bring your books back and we will be able to mark them for you. Okay, good luck everybody. See you soon.